What happened to you as a child that feels like a punch to the gut every time you think about it? I was 7 when my teacher asked everyone to bring family photos for a project about heritage. We had to create a poster showing 3 generations and present it to the class. I was so excited because my dad had just gotten remarried 6 months earlier, and I finally had what looked like a complete family again. My stepmom had a son from her first marriage who was 9. They'd moved into our house right after the wedding, and suddenly everything felt full again. There were 4 of us at dinner instead of just me and Dad eating in silence. The TV was always on. Someone was always laughing about something. The night before the project was due, I showed my stepmom the assignment sheet. She was doing dishes, and I remember standing next to her holding the paper up. She dried her hands on a towel and read it carefully. Then she smiled and said she'd help me pick out the perfect photos. We could go through the albums together after dinner. I went to bed that night thinking about how proud I'd be showing off my new family. I'd practiced my presentation in my head. This is my dad. This is my stepmom. This is my stepbrother. We're a family now. The next morning I woke up early because I was so excited. I ran downstairs still in my pajamas expecting to see photo albums spread across the kitchen table. Instead, there was just a manila envelope sitting there with my name written on it in my stepmom's handwriting. I opened it. Inside were 3 photos. Just 3. Me as a baby lying in a hospital bassinet. Me at my 5th birthday party blowing out candles with my dad standing behind me. And me with my biological mom at a park maybe a year before she passed away from cancer when I was 4. My stepmom was at the stove making scrambled eggs like it was any other Tuesday. My stepbrother was already eating cereal at the table. My dad was reading the newspaper. I held up the envelope and asked where the photos of our new family were. The ones with her and Dad and my stepbrother. The ones we were supposed to look through together last night. She didn't even turn around from the stove. Her back was to me when she said those are for our family album. This is your project about your heritage. I looked at my dad. He glanced up from his newspaper, glanced at my stepmom, then back at me, and said, well, you do have photos of your family, right? Those should work fine. My stepbrother kept eating his cereal, didn't say a word, just looked down at his bowl. I asked if I could at least use one photo from their wedding, just one, so I could show that I had a family now. My stepmom finally turned around and I'll never forget the look on her face. Honey, she said in that voice adults use when they're trying to sound patient, but they're actually annoyed. Your teacher asked for your family heritage, not someone else's family that you happen to live with. That's when I understood. To both of them, I would always be separate. I wasn't part of their family. I was the kid who lived there, the kid who existed before they became a real family together. I took the 3 photos to school in that manila envelope. While other kids put up posters with grandparents and cousins and siblings all smiling together, I put up my 3 lonely photos with big gaps of empty poster board between them. When it was my turn to present, I said, this is me as a baby. This is me and my dad. This is me and my mom who died. Then I sat back down. The whole presentation took maybe 20 seconds. My teacher gave me a concerned look but didn't say anything. I got an A on the project. The rubric said I'd met all the requirements. 3 photos, 3 generations. Technically, I'd done everything right. That envelope stayed in my backpack for 2 weeks before I finally threw it away at school. I never asked for family photos again. Never asked to be in their pictures. When they'd pose for holiday photos, I'd just walk past and go to my room. My dad never questioned it. My stepmom never invited me to join. And my stepbrother, who I'd thought might become like a real brother, just learned that I wasn't really part of things. The project was supposed to be about celebrating heritage. Instead, it taught me that some families are real, and some are just people living in the same house trying not to bother each other too much. I'm 32 now. My dad's still married to her. I see them maybe twice a year. We take photos together now at Christmas and Thanksgiving, but I know exactly what those photos are. They're proof that I showed up, not proof that I belong.